The Baltimore Ravens just played in their second preseason game of the year, and there were a couple of players, at least in my eyes, that really stood out and are positioning themselves to be contributors on this football team, maybe even on day one of this season. In this video, I wanted to break down one of those players, no other than interior defensive lineman Aeneas Peebles. I believe I said that right. If I didn't, please comment down below how to say his name correctly. I do apologize if I am butchering it a little bit. Now, he's obviously behind Mattydubs. He's also behind Travis Jones a little bit. Travis Jones more of a nose than he is a 3 technique. Peebles can kind of add some versatility. Let's honestly just break down the film, right? Before we really dive in though, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below who else you want me to break down individually. Let's dive in. So we're going to get a little bit of a stunt action, which essentially means we're going to rotate our guys to the inside of the offensive line, okay? Now, Peebles is going to act like he's attacking, and then he's going to bounce all the way around. I actually believe they're going to send him outside, him inside, and they're going to blitz a linebacker as well, and then have him swing to that B gap on the other side of the offensive line. So let's actually just watch it, see exactly how they do this thing. So yes, they're going to blitz. Again, we're going to act like we're going to attack that right guard here to keep him focused and allowing our linebacker to engage, and then boom, hit our guy. And again, you're just trying to bounce around here. Again, we're boom, get there. This works out absolutely perfectly for Peebles. Gets to the inside, then creates a little bit of pressure here on Joe Milton. He does get credited with pressure. Ultimately, he's forced to get that ball out a little early, but unfortunately for the Ravens, this is actually a catch by Jonathan Mingo. DB, kind of slips, and not slips, but kind of stumbles a little bit there, and Mingo does get the catch. But the one thing that we're really looking at and focusing on is Peebles' ability to get pressure on the quarterback. Now, as an interior defensive lineman, I feel like he's got some really good speed that you just wouldn't expect, and you can see him once he does hit this stunt. The speed to get around that edge and the change of direction is actually really good. Like, you see that little acceleration as he turns the corner here. This is beautiful. Watch the acceleration. Whoop, boom, flies by, almost gets a sack on the quarterback. But again, in terms of getting pressure, I think Peebles did a really good job. In 18 snaps, he was credited with three total pressures in the game, which is unbelievable from the interior. Another really good rep here. We're going to see 20 personnel from the offense here in Dallas. Basically, you got 2 running backs in the backfield, no inline tight ends, 3 wide receiver personnel. We're going to see Aeneas kind of over the middle here. He's going to get a one-on-one rep early on with this guard, and he does a really good job kind of throwing him to the side, engaging, getting or reaching a spot where he has a little bit of leverage, and then he rips through, gets right by, and is not able to be blocked anywhere else. Creates a little bit of pressure and forces not only a holding call on this play, but also forces a throwaway by Joe Milton. Again, whenever we can create pressure on a quarterback, we can create one of 5 different scenarios, whether that be a bad pass by the quarterback, a bad decision by the quarterback, an interception, sack, a forced fumble. You can create one of 5 different scenarios by just getting pressure to a quarterback, which is why it is the most important thing in football to have pass rushers, guys that can generate pressure from the outsides or even the insides as well. And they believe that Aeneas Peebles is a guy that is honestly already showcasing that ability. Again, draws the holding call. You can't guard this man at times. Now, again, he only played in 18 snaps in this game, which tells me that they actually do really like him. If they wanted to see a little bit more of him, they would have played him 27, 30, 35 snaps in this ball game. But I feel like they're already at the point where they're like, okay, we like this dude. We think he could be a big-time player for us. Maybe not as a starter, right? Because they already have those guys that we talked about. You also have John Jenkins, but I do think he'll play a decent amount in year 1 with this Baltimore Raven team. I think he's got really good technique. When he does get pressure, he's got that speed, that burst to really be able to secure some of these opportunities and or get some holding calls on him. So I do like Peebles a lot. All right, next play here. Before we get into it really quickly, do me a big favor, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so yet. This is my brand new channel. I guess not brand new anymore, but my second channel for NFL film. If you want more Ravens videos and updates throughout the entirety of the season, All you got to do is subscribe to the channel. It is completely free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Like I said, Ravens videos all year, preseason and regular season. We got offense and defense, and most importantly, just like this one, we've got individual film breakdown as well. Once the regular season does kick off, we're going to see a lot more videos of the Ravens. We're going to do offensive breakdowns and defensive breakdowns for pretty much every win or every game that I deem necessary to break that down, and then individual player film as time goes on if someone really starts to break out. So subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and turn on your post notifications. That way you're notified every time we post one of these videos. All right, with that being said, let's dive in. So Aeneas Peebles back into the game right here. Now this is another really good rep. You're going to notice they're on a bootleg, not really a bootleg, but they're full sliding their offensive line to the right as Joe Milton is getting outside the pocket. Watch Peebles, right? So they're going to essentially block and release off that, send the right tackle there, but we maintain a one-on-one with Peebles, right? Now, I really like Peebles in one-on-one opportunities, especially against a guard. I think he does a good job ripping through, and then look at the arm, right? He's able to kind of hook, get that right shoulder underneath the left arm of the tackle, and then use that speed, that quickness to kind of, or like get by it. Look at him, right? Arm hooks up, gets right by, and then the speed and leg drive to rip through, and ultimately create a little bit of pressure here on Joe Milton. Throws a dangerous ball. Again, you get pressure, create a bad throw, create a bad decision. That's what Peebles is able to do on this play. Again, really good job. I think obviously there's going to be some work that needs to be done, but until they really desperately need him, if there's an injury or something, I do think he's someone that can, spot start for you while also giving you a good amount of pressure and production up the interior of the defense line. Okay, the last rep we'll show you is right here. Again, we got to see him play a little bit with some of the starters. Mike Green, I guess Mike Green might not be a day one starter, but you know what I mean. Some of the younger guys, some of the guys that played with the first. Specifically, this is one of the reps that I saw right here. Another really good one. Again, he's on the interior of the defensive line. They're in a double mug look, basically covering up that A gap with two, either a linebacker or a defensive line or someone, right? Just really covering up that A gap. They got a zero technique, a three technique here. And watch this, right? He's going to get to the inside shoulder of that guard and watch him explode through, spin, create some pressure on Joe Milton once again. I'm telling you, this guy can get pressure on the quarterback, and that's the one thing we're really looking for in defensive linemen, right? Guys that can get pressure. Obviously, you're going to have different guys for different situations. This seems like a guy that is going to play on 3rd and 4th, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6th long, essentially because he can get pressure on the quarterback. But when it's 3rd and 1, I feel like they'll probably go in a different direction and maybe play some of the bigger guys like a John Jenkins, right? But when you need pass rush, I think Aeneas Peebles is a guy that can really give you some added production on the interior. So I do like him a lot. Let me know what you guys think overall in the comments down below. Who else do you want me to break down going forward? Again, there was a lot of names. Teddy Buchanan looked pretty good. Mike Green got some playing time. Saw some offensive linemen get some work. Let me know. Let me know in the comments who you guys want me to break down next. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next one.